Coming up next, it's Asia Today. Hello, welcome to Asia Today. I'm Nisha Pillay in this program. A first step towards multi-party democracy in the Maldives as pro-democracy opposition candidates win seats in parliament. Sri Lanka's government says it's ready to work with the Tamil Tiger rebels to help distribute aid to victims of the tsunami. And Nepal's military and political leaders severely criticized by the UN's Human Rights Commissioner. The Maldives will be a multi-party democracy within a year, the words of the country's President Maumoon Abdul Gayoom, as unofficial results give opposition candidates 5 out of the 16 seats declared so far in the new parliament. The new assembly is expected to finalize a constitution which will legalize political parties for the first time by the end of the year. No parties were allowed to stand in the election. 149 candidates stood as independents, however, for the 42-seat assembly. In Mali, candidates backed by the opposition Maldivian Democratic Party have won 2 seats, standing as independents. So, as I said, the party, which is based in Sri Lanka, now hopes to win 14 seats. Reformist candidates complained of irregularities during campaigning. The government says the vote has been free and fair. Joining us now live from one of our regional UK studios is Ahmed Moosa, member of the Executive Committee of the opposition Maldivian Democratic Party. Mr. Moosa, what's your reaction? Your supporters seem to be doing rather well.
Well, it's actually quite complicated than that. There are 2 locations in Maldives where there's a great number of people living, which is the capital island of Male and in south of Maldives, the Ado Atoll. Obviously, the people of Mali are better informed than the ones in the island, so they were able to make a decision in our favor. And also, the 2 people who stood up in the Mali constituency were non-reformists who have been, promoting democracy and working for establishment of multi-party democracy in the Maldives, and that's why we were able to secure those 2 votes. But all throughout the archipelago, there's a lot of rigging going on, and we have eyewitnesses. We have people ready to give statements on those accounts, and so it's just not been fair and free. And votes have still not been counted. It's now nearly 2 days, and you're talking about 100,000 votes to be counted, and it's taking so long. And all the votes, ballot boxes are being brought to Mali when it could have been counted in the islands.
So you're concerned that in some areas there's been vote rigging and the vote may not have been free and fair. We will get a government response in a moment. But first, can I ask you about this promise from the President that there'll be multi-party democracy within a year?
Well, that is basically, he had given a reform speech in June last year, and nothing has happened since. And now with the international attention on the Maldives, he has to try and please the world as well. He has been criticized quite heavily by the international organizations, even the British government, the European Union, and obviously now with President George Bush of the United States of America coming very hard on the tyrannical regimes of the world, he has to try and mend the problems with the world as well. And it's not really up to him to come out now after 27 years of absolute tyranny and say that he wants to introduce a reform into Maldives. It's about time that he steps down and make way for reform to take its own course. I don't think we have faith in him or we trust him anymore.
Mr. Moosa, thanks for joining us. Let's put some of those points now to the Maldives Chief Government Spokesperson, Dr. Ahmed Shahid. Thanks for joining us. Well, we just heard that in certain outlying parts of the archipelago, there are accusations of vote rigging and that the vote was not free and fair.
Well, the results speak for themselves. Where the results have favored the people sympathetic to the MGP, they have been willing to accept the results. Right? Not they've been kind of foul and so inconsistent. We also have monitors from the Commonwealth and from SAARC region to observe these elections and to give their verdict on whether elections are free and fair. We believe it's been a very free and fair election. And we believe that Maldivians are there from the capital city or from the islands have an equal say, and we don't regard anyone to be extra special. Everybody's equal.
Why has it taken the president so long to meet critics of the political system even halfway? There's no sign yet of multi-party elections.
It is not a long time. In fact, the president is a champion of democracy in the Maldives. He is the father of reform in the Maldives and modernization.
He's been in power as a one-party leader, one-person leader for the last 27 years. There has been no democracy. How can you say he is the father of reform?
Well, this is a non-partisan country. We are beginning from in a time of very, very poor institutions and very backward social economic situation. We first need to make progress in all lines. We had a constitution drawn up some years ago which made some progress in terms of political evolution. Now we've got, made a demographic change here. Like in the current election, we have a 40% new voters, and this is a new band of people coming into the political arena. And the response of the president is to offer a much freer, much wider democratic system to reflect the times.
The president has made these kind of assurances before, though, and nothing has happened. What guarantees or assurances are that this time he means what he says?
Well, he has always delivered on things he has promised. We have reorganized the courts here. We have, made the parliamentary elections much more open. We've been accused throughout elections are not free and fair, but we've said those is free and fair. There are observers coming in, observe this, and they always certify them to be true. The last year, we will probably remember last year as year of the tsunami, but we definitely remember the current year as year of democracy in the Maldives.
Mr. Ahmed Shahi, thank you so much for joining us.